Today we will discuss AS/NZS 3500.3 Plumbing and Drainage Stormwater Drainage Design, understanding the Australian standard for roof, surface, and subsoil drainage. AS/NZS 3500.3 focuses on stormwater drainage. It covers the performance requirements of materials and products, and the design and installation of roof drainage, gutters, downpipes and overflow, surface drainage, yard drains, pits and pipes, and subsoil drainage, groundwater and seepage control. It is used for the design of new buildings and the alteration and repair of existing buildings. Why stormwater design is required. Stormwater design prevents flooding around buildings, protects homes and infrastructure, reduces water damage, erosion, and mold, ensures safe discharge to council stormwater systems, supports compliance with the National Construction Code, extends the lifespan of storm drains, and ensures developments adhere to quantity and quality control standards. Roof drainage system. Design. The general method applies to eaves gutters, valley gutters, and box gutters. It does not include allocation for localized variations, blockages in the roof drainage system, or reduced hydraulic capacity. Step 1. Project brief and constraints. Confirm the site boundary, existing drainage, and points of lawful discharge. Confirm client requirements for the site and confirm council requirements for stormwater drainage. Step 2. Meteorological requirements. The system shall be designed for the appropriate average recurrence interval, or ARI, for the site as per table 3.3.4 in AS/NZS 3500.3. A 5-minute duration of rainfall intensity for any place in Australia shall be determined, and a 10-minute duration for any place in New Zealand. Rainfall intensities shall be determined from Appendix E or using the Australian Intensity Frequency Duration dataset and the Hydrometeorological Advisory Services of the Bureau of Meteorology. Step 3. Catchment area. Identify all catchment areas. Contributing surfaces such as roof areas, pervious areas, and paved areas. Determine surface type, catchment areas in square meters or hectares, and flow paths to lawful outlets. Mark overland flow paths for the major storm. Step 4. Runoff coefficient. Assign a runoff coefficient for each catchment, CR for roofed area, CI for impervious area, and CP for pervious area, using council guidelines or local tables. As per clause 5.4.6 of AS/NZS 3500.3, for sites in Australia, CR equals 1, CI equals 0.9, and CP is calculated using a formula involving the factor M, dependent on the selected ARI and the rainfall intensity for a 60-minute duration at an ARI of 10 years. For sites in New Zealand, CR ranges from 0.8 to 0.9, CI ranges from 0.6 to 0.85, and CP values are given in Table 5.4.6b. Step 5. Peak flow. Using rational method. Compute the peak runoff for each catchment using the rational method. Q equals the sum of CR times AR, CI times AI, and CP times AP multiplied by the rainfall intensity divided by 3,600, where Q is the design flow of stormwater in liters per second, R, A, and AP are the roofed, impervious, and pervious catchment areas in square meters, and YIT is the rainfall intensity for a duration ET at an ARY of Y in millimeters per hour. Step 6. Design of open channels. Select a surface type and Manning's roughness coefficient as per table 5.4.9. Assume dimensions for the open channel and calculate its hydraulic capacity using Manning's equation. Q equals 1000 times A over N times R to the 2/3 times S to the 1/2, where Q is hydraulic capacity in liters per second, A is cross-sectional area, R is hydraulic radius, S is the gradient, And N is Manning's roughness coefficient. If the calculated hydraulic capacity is less than the design flow, assume a new set of dimensions and repeat the process. Step 7. Design of inlets and pits. If the depth of ponding is equal to or less than 0.12 meters, calculate the capacity of inlets using Qi equals Bf times 1,600 times P times dP to the power 1.5, where Qi is the capacity of an inlet in liters per second, Bf is a blockage factor between 0.5 and 0.8. P is the perimeter length of the pit in meters, and dP is the depth of ponding over the inlet in meters. Step 8. Design of pipe drains. Select the pipe material and Colebrook White roughness, coefficient from Table 5.4.11.2, and determine the hydraulic capacity of the pipe drain for the selected diameter from Figure 5.4.11.2 of AS/NZS 3500.3. Step 9. Outlet and scour protection. Confirm the lawful point of discharge, stormwater network, watercourse, or soak well. Ensure outlets have velocity dissipation, such as a rock apron, riprap, or head wall, and meet environmental constraints. Subsoil drainage design. First, identify seepage zones, retaining walls, footings, basements, cut slopes, and waterlogged areas. Second, select the drain type, slotted PVC pipe or strip drain, and assess soil type to select the correct geotextile grade. Third, determine trench dimensions. A typical trench is 300 to 450 millimeters wide, with the pipe center placed 150 to 200 millimeters above the trench base and sufficient granular surround of at least 100 millimeters. Fourth, set the gradient to a minimum of 0.5% or more if possible. Fifth, provide filter media. Wash 10 to 20 millimeter gravel with no clay or silt, wrapped in geotextile fabric. Sixth, route pipes to the stormwater pit. Ensure the outlet is protected from vermin and backflow and provide cleanout points. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Engineer 2025 for more.